So Donald Trump last night addressed the nation about things that he's going to do for the rise in the cases of this particular sickness that we're seeing going on here in America. Now, one thing that I was like, wow, okay, he decided to put a travel ban on Europe and will not allow Europeans into this country. Now, as long as I've been living, I never thought I would see the day that an American president say Europeans can come in this country, but I actually got to see it. Very interesting times to be in. Now, there is some stipulations. Let's say if you're an American citizen and you're somewhere else, right? Well, American citizens or even residents can come back to the United States if you are in those countries, but you have to quarantine for those 14 days they're looking for when you come back here. Now, also, the UK and Ireland is the only two nations that are exempt from the travel ban, but they're still going to be checked when they come in. There was a lot of people making a mad dash for tickets home at European airports where passengers paid up to $20,000 to get home. The ambassadors of these European nations were baffled. They're like, we didn't see this coming. Like, he didn't let us know anything. And that's the way Trump operates. Trump just go off of the cuff. He make those decisions. Now, they said the ban has been met with criticism from health officials and industries who say it would not stop the spread. But he said that we stopping the people from coming in, but trade and goods and services, that can continue to happen from Europe. So far, they said there's been 1,327 cases of the sickness here in the United States, more than 22,000 in Europe and 125,000 worldwide. We know outside of Wuhan, Italy has literally the country on lockdown because of this. And Donald Trump is right to do this. I can't be against that. You can't keep allowing these people to come in here. I mean, if it started here, you think they would allow us to go to their countries? No, they wouldn't allow that. So that was an actual good move. We should have did a lot sooner, because if I was president, the first time I saw all those people, dying off in Wuhan, I said, oh, no. I'll start a travel ban right then. You put it on all those other countries. Why you can't put it on them? You saw Italy, immediately outdid Italy. And then if it had been everywhere else, then maybe, we would have to look at it from there. But more developments has happened since then. The sickness also affected the NBA. And you had a player by the name of Rudy Gobert. He tested positive for that sickness. And they end up shutting down the NBA season. Rudy Gobert's teammate, Donovan Mitchell, he tests positive for that sickness because he was around him. OK, so now it's affected the NBA. The NBA come out, says, hey, we're shutting the season down. That's done. Also, once that happened, it became a domino effect. Now there's no March Madness with the NCAA tournament. At first, they wanted to say, well, no fans going to come. But then now they just shut that down. After that, Major League Baseball, they were starting to do their workouts and everything coming up for preseason. They shut that down. The XFL just announced this afternoon when it came across the wire while I was working out, they shut their season down. And I actually enjoy watching the XFL. We see that Disney is shutting down in California and also Disney World, at least for 2 weeks. So it's become a domino effect of people shutting down. It's also touched the entertainment industry. Tom Hanks and his wife tested positive, for that sickness, and they are in the hospital. So one thing that I noticed about this particular sickness, it doesn't care how much money you have, power, don't have money and power, don't care about nobody color. It's an equal opportunity disease. And that's what got a lot of people nervous in this country. It really has a lot of people nervous. Now, I still have the mindset to calm down. And the reason why I tell you to calm down is because you can't think at a state of panic or hysteria. You need to be at a position where you can say, okay, what calculated moves I can make for this? That's how you handle everything. I've never told anyone don't take things serious. Listen, as a black person in America, you got to take every day serious, because if you don't, that can mean your life. All the things that we deal with. And I told people this also on Instagram. As black people, we live in a state of emergency every day. It's not because of this, virus that's going around. No, it's not. So we have to stay ready all the time so we don't have to get ready, right? But most of us, especially in the Black community, and also you have people in the Latino community as well that I've seen, at least growing up, we know how to grow up with not much of nothing. And I know how to operate with $10 to my name, and I can definitely operate with more money than that. It's certain things that you have to do. There was times that we didn't even have certain things that y'all going over there fighting over. People are trying to buy up all the water. I mean, back in the day, they say if something wrong with the water, you boil it, or you can get a water filter, put on there. I mean, they're not shutting down the water. Matter of fact, they've come out saying to not do no disconnections in a lot of cities, even in the city of Houston, until April sometime. So they can make sure people still have water and essential services. They're not cutting out your lights like a hurricane. The lights get out. The internet will still be running, especially those of you who work from home. Now, I know a lot of you are not going to have things to watch because they're cutting all your sports off and everything else. Well, you can always come here and watch. We'll gladly have content for you to watch. We are a daily show. But some of us may have to eventually start getting acquainted doing things at home. I mean, that's just kind of how it has to be, just to make sure that you protect yourself. Cook at your house. I mean, back when I was growing up, that's all you had to do. You only go to the restaurant maybe once a week, if that, after church. You got churches canceling service all over the place. Schools are closing. A lot of parents are like, wow, now what I'm going to do with these kids, because, in school usually keep them where they need to be until I get out of work. So that's causing people to be concerned about many things. But with all that being said, wash your hands as you're supposed to. Take baths, use soap and water. Hand sanitizer sold out. Soap and water, use that. That's fine. I always believe in hot water. You know what I'm saying? Hot water kills a lot of things, much as possible. Don't be around people that sneezing, coughing, hacking. I mean, you shouldn't do that on a good day, even if it's the common cold, because you got to go to work. You don't want to bring that home. They're going to start looking at these daycares as well, because kids, on a good day, when you put a kid in daycare, they deal with more sickness. So if you got this mess going around, that's something that parents going to have to really think about, is these daycares, because it's not going to be, an adult could bring it there. Now, children have been catching it, but still an adult can't bring it there. You don't want to expose children to that. So, for us and how I look at things, I always tell people, use common sense. Don't get hysterical about things like this, because as people said before, the flu has killed more people this year than that. Okay. Be vigilant. I always tell people be vigilant in everything, and use wisdom. That's all. You got to use wisdom in whatever you do. Now, those airline prices are low right now. I've seen a lot of people are, afraid to fly. I've seen, other people posting pictures where hardly nobody on the plane when the planes are full. But, hey, I mean, you do what you think is best for your family in this situation. But you know what? I'm going to tell you this. I've been through a lot of things. You'll get through it. You'll get through it. And worrying about it and freaking out about it and just getting nervous, that's not going to solve anything. Because as I stated before, if the good Lord is ready for you, it is nothing no one can do about it, including yourself. So stressing yourself out, being hysterical, telling me, Phil, you don't understand. Listen, I understand. I got a family too. Yes, I understand. But we can't do things flipping out. We can't do that. Move accordingly. Do what you think you need to do for your family, because we got to keep it on, right? But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the developments that's happened with this particular sickness, and make sure you check and listen to what's going on, if any school closures or anything like that. Make sure with your family that you guys have the things that you need. And, hey, I've told many of you on this channel about Africa Plan, passports, etc. If it's like that bad, it's really that bad in your whole family, you need to go to an African nation for the refuge, because they don't really have, those issues and problems. you can do that. I even seen some prices, at least on some one ways, that I think Kenya Airways had that was good price. So what I'm saying is be calm, use wisdom, and everything will be all right.